Okay, so now we have done a few things, right? Which is deploying the app code into the application itself. So now what we're gonna do is that we're gonna restart the application to make sure that it installs everything and it works as well as we want. And then we go to the next cookbook, which is basically now configuring the environment variable. So the application needs a username, it needs a password, it needs to be connected to the storage account where we have the PDFs. It needs to be connected to the Azure Search Service, which is the one that's going to be doing the searching. So all of those things are done by using something called the environmental variables. All right, so that's exactly what we're going to do next. So if we go back to the Azure Portal, this is good too. So we can go to the Azure Portal back here. Then we can go back to the application. I'm going to do it again so that you get to see it over and over again. The search bar, app service, right? App service, you go to app service, you go to your app service, you double click on your app service and then open up. And once it opens up, you can click on the stop button and then you click on the yes button. And after that, it will stop. And after that, you will click on start again so that it gets to be started again. Right? So now after we do that, now we want to go ahead and do the necessary things to make sure that everything works. So like I said, the first thing is that we need to make sure we put in an admin username and admin password to make sure that this works. So so as you can see here, it says open notepad, right? Open notepad and create your variable list. So a wise person is just gonna copy all this stuff. And let's go to Notepad. I'm going to open a new Notepad here and I'm going to paste that here. Okay. So the first thing that you see are these variables: the admin email, that's the username; the admin password, that's the password to log into the application. Remember, this is a simple application. It's a front-end application that our users are going to use to just search through data. So how are we going to do that? So you copy this, right? Copy admin password. So let's start with the email. So admin email, copy everything from admin to email here. So this is the variable. Oops, I keep on missing the L. Okay, I think I got it this time. Okay, so if I go to the application, if I scroll down, right, again, you can close the drop downs to make sure that it doesn't confuse you. Okay, so if I scroll down, yes, this is another tab that you can use to open this and close it to just allow for more space, right? We want to look for settings. Okay, if you click on settings, the first thing that appears is environment variables. Okay, so under environment variables, we're going to have app settings. So under app settings, we have the add button. So once you click on the add button, we're going to have the name of the setting. So the name of the setting is exactly admin email, right? If I go back here, this is my email. So use your email. Okay, so admin project advanced space, use your email. This is what you're going to use to log into the application. So I paste that and then I click on apply, right? And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the password. So if I go back to my notepad, I can see that it says admin password. All right. So admin password, and I'll click on add. And again, in the name, I'm going to paste this, right? And then the password. So set your own password that is strong, right? This is my password. And because I'm testing, I will change it. But because I'm testing, because we are just working on this as a lab, I'm showing it to you, but I will change it, right? So I paste that and you cannot see it. And then I'm gonna do apply. And now I do have the admin email and the admin password. Now, so for the rest of the environmental variables, this is a manual process of doing it. A what? A manual process. So if you have a lot of environmental variables to do this with, it will become a cumbersome process. A what? A cumbersome process. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on apply and then we confirm, right, the changes. This is the manual. I just wanted you to see the manual process before you can automate the process so that you get to know if you're troubleshooting. Again, this is the left-hand side menu of the application. So we were in settings. I can go back to overview so I can restart the application. And I'm a fan of stopping and starting, right? Stopping and starting, right? Stopping and starting. So once we do this, now we're gonna go ahead and find all the other variables that we need to test or to connect it to the Azure AI search as well as the storage account. Right. So once you stop it and start it, the first thing before we go ahead is we just want to make sure if the admin if the admin username and the password that we just set is working as we want. All right. So the next thing we're gonna do is so if you're going to access the application, you're gonna use the default domain. So when you open it, you get to the overview. The default domain is the URL that will allow you to access the actual application. The what? The URL. Okay. So you click there, and because our app service is running on a basic plan, it's a bit slow. But if you're using a faster one or a bigger one, it wouldn't take time to load up, right? It would be just like in a second. Okay. So this is what real companies use for their web applications. But in our case, we are in a lab, so we're just using a basic one to just demonstrate. Okay, cool. So as you can see, it says Student Portal. That's the name of the application, and already I've put in my admin account or username and the password that I set. And if I click on sign in, it should be able to sign me in into this portal, which is the interface. As you can see, it says upload a file, and then it says search documents. Okay, but we are not interested in option number one. We're just interested in search documents. All right. So search documents. If I try to search something here, maybe by the name of the person, this is my surname. So if I click on search, you can see that search not configured. Yes, it's not configured, so that's what we're going to do next. So at least we have determined that the variables that we just entered are working. Now, the next thing that we're going to do here is we are going to find the storage connection string, the blob name, the admin key, all of this stuff, and populate all of that stuff into the notepad, and then we're going to use ChatGPT or our Cookbook to just generate us the code that can allow us to automate this process. So to do that, we're going to again meet in the next video. Easy peasy.